Hey guys, it's Chef Vada again. Today we're going to make some chocolate chip cookies. One of my favorite cookies. I typically don't like a lot of chocolate chips, but I know you guys probably do. So let's get going. So let's go over the methods real quick. We're going to add our white sugar, our brown sugar, our butter. We want to cream those together until smooth. We want to add our vanilla, our 2 eggs. Again, mix those in. In a separate bowl, we're going to put our dry ingredients, our flour, our baking soda, our salt, and combine the two together, the dry with the wet ingredients, and then at the end we're going to add our chocolate chips, okay? So a couple of things. You want to make sure that you have your measuring cups. You want a 1 cup measure, a 1/2 cup measure, and a 1/4 cup measure, or 1/4 cup measure, okay? We've already mixed out our brown sugar, our white sugar, our stick of butter here. We're going to crack our eggs. You want to make sure to crack your eggs in a bowl first. You don't want to crack them right into your mixture because you might get shells in. It's easier to get the shells out when they're by themselves. Okay? All right. Hold on. So I have my sugars measured out, butter's measured out. I'm going to show you guys how to measure out 1 cup. Let's see, we need 1 1/2 cups of flour. So I have my 1 cup measure. Okay, you want to level it off. I'll just take my finger, okay, smooth it out. Should be a nice smooth top, okay. I'm going to make a mess here. Let's do it over the bowl. Nice smooth top for your 1 measuring cup, okay? 1 cup. Then you want to add a 1/2 cup. So there's my 1/2 cup measure. Do the same thing, okay? You've got a nice lump there. You can use a knife. I'm just going to use my finger because that's what we do. Okay, got a nice even 1/2 cup there. That's going to go with your dry ingredients, okay? We need our baking soda.
Chef Mitchell messed up. You get it?
No, you can pause and look back.
Can you really pause
Yes,
when you're
just
recording?
stop and then start again.
Oh.
Hey, Chef's amateur videographer. Alright, so baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon. So be careful when you're looking at these, okay? You have to, sometimes it's kind of light or it might be smudged off. I have some old measuring spoons that are, I just know them because I've been using them for a long time, but just make sure that it matches what your recipe says. So 1/4 of a teaspoon is pretty much kind of the smallest one sometimes. And again, you want to make sure it's leveled off. Sometimes I'll just use the container to level it off, okay? That's going to go in your dry ingredients, in your flour. 1/4 of a teaspoon. Then we need the same amount of salt. Oh, got a little carried away there. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Leave yourself room. You don't want to get too crowded over here. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of our dry ingredients. I already have our butter and sugar and stuff measured out, so I'm just going to add the butter to the bowl. Our brown sugar. Our white sugar. I'm just going to give that a little, I think I'll use my wooden spoon for this.
And guys, I just want to mention, we left that butter stick sitting out for a couple hours so it's nice and soft. If you don't do that, you better have some pretty tremendous forearms to stir this.
Yeah, it's really hard. Sometimes you'll have some chunks of butter in there. If you have a KitchenAid mixer or a hand mixer, this works really well in there. Just get it nice and creamed. Kind of smash it down together. I'm just trying to get those lumps out. All right, that looks pretty creamy. It's gonna continue to cream when I put the eggs in there. Okay, so I'm gonna add my eggs, my vanilla. Okay, look at that. It's getting coming all together, right? Just get a couple little chunks in there. I'm just getting them out. All right, so that's nice and creamy. Now we want to add the wet ingredients to your dry ingredients, okay? You should have 2 separate bowls. You never want to do it all together. I'm just going to give this a little spin just to mix in the baking soda and the salt and everything just to make sure it's evenly distributed. Otherwise, you kind of can end up with a chunk of salt in one cookie and no salt in another cookie. We're going to do it this way. That way we get all that wetness. Remember to keep your stations clean. When you come into the kitchen, you're going to want to make sure you have one of your partners doing the dishes, or when you're at home, kind of clean up as you go. So we're just going to kind of fold this together. Again, if I were at home or when you guys were in the kitchen, we'd be using a